What is good? What is good, everybody? It's your boy Cam. I just want to give a feedback from the Mavericks versus Portland Trailblazers game from Sunday night, and they picked up their fourth straight win against the Trailblazers, and the team was pretty short-handed, and Kyrie Irving had a shoulder soreness, and then Najee Marshall was out with an illness. Derek Lively had like a leg injury, and Clay Thompson still out with that foot injury. But other guys have still been stepping up, even though the team's been really, really shorthanded. And actually, this was Luka Doncic's first game back against the Portland Trailblazers that Sunday night. And I do want to give you the stats on the from the Mavericks. So Luka Doncic finished with 36 points. Quentin Grimes finished with 28. Spencer Dinwiddie finished with 20. And PJ Washington finished with 14, and then Jaden Hardy finished with 13. So this is actually Quentin Grimes' high scoring ever since he came to Dallas, and he's been playing really, really well whenever someone's out with an injury, and he's been stepping up big time ever since Luka's been out with a wrist injury. But a good thing we had Luka back. And the Portland Trailblazers were actually they came in fighting real well too, and they Anthony Simons actually finished with the 24 points in the third quarter, and he actually had some foul trouble, and he actually ended up picking up like 4 fouls in the first half. Picked up 4 fouls in the first half, and the reason how he picked up 4 fouls is because we were attacking to the basket so much, and we were literally just attacking towards him to give him all the foul trouble and everything. And obviously, it ended up working pretty well for the Mavericks. But the Trailblazers shot 56% from the 3-point line, which is really insane. And then the Mavericks ended up shooting 50% from the 3-point line, and it was a pretty back and forth game. But the Mavericks were falling behind for quite a while. They were down like 8 or 9 against the Trailblazers in that second quarter, but I think ended up winning at halftime. But it did, and then Dallas went up 10 and going into the third quarter against the Trailblazers. But Anthony Simons went right back right at him, and going into the fourth, and he that's when Anthony Simons ended up fouling out from the game after he just went into the game. He was not even on the court for more than 1 minute. He ended up fouling out. Dwight Powell he ended up creating a foul for Anthony Simons, and actually Anthony Simons he ran into him while Dwight Powell was going for that loose ball, but it wasn't intentional. But it was just he was just playing hard. But the face on Spencer Dinwiddie was like he couldn't believe it. He fouled up just right away. I couldn't believe it either, and it's like, dang, I just hate to see somebody foul out like that when they're just coming in the game, especially when they need you when you have to when you're scoring the most points. But it was a good fought battle, especially in that fourth quarter, and then we were just going back and forth making these threes towards like maybe like 3 or 2 minutes of the game, and they actually the Mavericks ended up winning the challenge like less than a minute left in the game. So they what happened was, so Spencer Dinwiddie's coming down the court, and then they called it a push off, but they ended up, but Jason Kidd challenging it, and then the challenge was successful. It was actually a foul on Denny Devada, who actually hooked his arm when Dinwiddie was bringing the ball up the court, and actually Denny Devada actually came from the Washington Wizards during the offseason, made a trade, and he was shooting the ball pretty well against us on that Sunday night, and I just think he's one of the best shooters, like coming off the bench for the Trailblazers. And but again, the Trailblazers weren't they're not as bad as last year so far, but they actually Scoot Henderson was actually out with an injury, so he ended up missing Sunday night's game. So Quentin Grimes actually did better on his free throws that Sunday night than he did against Utah. He went like 1 for 5 against Utah, but actually came back and did better on his free throws. But Quentin Grimes just needs to keep this up, and we're gonna be a scary team going into the Western Conference. And the Mavericks were actually they've gone from like 10th or 11th place to 5th place, which was really good because we definitely needed that. And now the bench is finally picking it up. We're still pretty much figured out the chemistry, but we're still working on it. And I think Jason Kidd's still trying to figure out his rotations and stuff, and we'll just have to see what goes from there. And so the Mavericks actually got a game tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies. This is the final NBA Cup game before Vegas, but I think we have to win to qualify for Vegas, but I'm not sure exactly what's supposed to happen. But this is a big game this week against the Grizzlies, and actually the Grizzlies are a little short-handed right now too. Zach Edey is out with ankle injury, and then there's 2 other guys who I couldn't remember, like they're actually out with injury too. But John Morant just came back from his injury, but he's actually been performing really well ever since he came back from his injury. And then they'll have Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, he's definitely a good scorer in the paint. But we'll just have to see what happens. But so I do want to give on the injury report for tonight's game. So Najee Marshall's out with an illness right now, and so Klay Thompson, he's questionable to return tonight. So, and then now Derek Lively is actually questionable to return tonight as well. But we definitely need our team back, especially for a big game tonight. But I honestly think Klay Thompson does need to come off the bench just because, like, he's been struggling just a bit. He's averaging about 13 points a game. Last year he was averaging about 19, but he was shooting like 38% from the 3-point line, but now he's shooting 36% from the 3-point line. But honestly, I think Klay Thompson's defense is not as bad. He's pretty good defender, but he's not as good as Najee Marshall. Najee definitely is one of our best defenders on this team. We definitely gonna need him, especially when we play against real talented teams like Oklahoma City, Boston Celtics, Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Houston Rockets. Yeah, we definitely gonna need Najee Marshall for those teams. And my thing I do disagree with. A lot of Mavericks fans are saying that the Mavericks play so much better without Luka Doncic, which is, I don't think that's true. I think what is a little true is that they move the ball faster when he's not playing. But we're going to need Luka Doncic regardless who we play. Especially, like I said, we definitely going to need him when we play the Boston Celtics if we're going to go back to the finals again. We definitely need Luka. And he actually played team ball on that Sunday night. He did a good job with that, but for there was a couple games he wouldn't want to pass the ball in crunch time. But this is actually the second time he actually wasn't not being selfish in crunch time. He actually passed it to B.J. Washington and ended up knocking that 3, and then everything was all good. Luka's got to just keep this up and just keep being leader, and we definitely need him to win the championship. Najee Marshall even said that he misses playing with Luka. He wanted him back, and I mean, hell, I would want him back too. He definitely gonna need him for to make this championship run. Even though his game could be slow, but again, like, he's definitely unguardable. And he came out on his first game back from his injury. He was ready to play. And he did kind of struggle for a couple games. especially when he didn't miss and play in the preseason with the calf injury at training camp. But again, other guys has been stepping up. But I think Kyrie Irving's having an outstanding season so far, playing the Mavericks since he did these past 2 seasons since he's been here. He's definitely came back hungrier than he did. I just hope that Kyrie will definitely be ready for the Boston Celtics, especially when you play at Boston. Especially like they were very disrespectful to him when he was playing for them, and then get mad at him when he leaves. But again, I'm happy he's here. I'm glad he's a Maverick, and they're talking about he's supposed to be a free agent coming up pretty soon. But hopefully he re-signs with us and they pay him out the money that he wants. But I believe Kyrie's gonna come back. I don't have a problem with Kyrie, but I just think he is a better fit in Dallas than he is anywhere else. Well, that includes some for my podcast for today. I will see you on the next one, and I hope y'all have a blessed day.